Hi friends, welcome to Joel John J YouTube channel. And today we have got the Indian Air Force veteran, behavioral skill expert, and he trains people with the motto empowering professionals with the right behavioral competency. So welcome sir to our program.
Thank you,
Welcome
John.
sir. And can you introduce yourself to our viewers?
Yeah, sure. I'm Suresh Kumar, name you already told, and I've been in Indian Air Force for 20 years, like 87 to 2007. I was in Air Force, and after quitting my Air Force journey, I started my second journey. That's a training journey. So it has been more than 17 years I've been into the training, and apart from training, I do one-on-one counseling and coaching also in case somebody has some personal issues, some challenges, and where he or she find it difficult to get out of it. So I help with my training and coaching and counseling. And third is I'm a handwriting analyst. I'm sure you must have heard your handwriting speaks a lot about your personality. Have you
Yes
heard
sir.
about it?
Yes sir, sure.
So I'm a certified handwriting analyst. And fourth is good news for you. My book has come.
Oh great.
So I am now author also. This book I have written shortly. It will be in the market. It's a basically rise above your fear. So the reason for writing this book is during my training and counseling journey, one thing I found very common. It doesn't matter what problem you are facing or what challenges life throws at you. The ultimate bottom is fear. Why do people go in depression? Because of fear. Why do people feel alone? Because of rejection, because of fear of rejection. So fear is the ultimate, root of the any problem we face. To overcome that, I have written this book based on totally on my experience. So very soon it will be in the market for sale and all. So
Okay,
this
sir,
is
great to know
about
that.
a bit of introduction. Thank you so
Once it's
much.
available on market and on online, kindly send me the link along with your
I
social
will,
media
I will,
links.
I will just, yeah. It is only just a footload has come for 10 books, and
Okay, sir.
I will just go through it in case if I find something to edit further, and I will tell them. Then after complete finalization from my side, it will be available on the Amazon, Flipkart, and all.
Okay, and
I'll
I will
share the
give.
link in any case. I will share the link. No, no,
Yeah,
no worry about.
sure, sir. So, sir's link will be below. His social media links will be already be there. So, click on the more tab in the description and look at that. And also in the comments, I will pin it as a first command. But to look at the full command with the links and everything, you have to press the more icon and enable and see it. Press the thumbs up icon to have this video stored in your like folder, so that in future also if you want to refer, you can go to the home page of YouTube and look it in the like folder, and then share your valuable comments as well. That will be a great sharing from your side as well. Okay, sir. And I was very much attracted towards this concept. Learn with fun training module. How do you do that? And why are you doing that kind of a model?
See, actually, your second question is the first question. Why do I do that?
Oh,
Right. So how do I do that? That comes second. So why do I do that? Say I've been into the training in the Air Force also. I have undergone a lot of training. Most of the time, the training sitting for a prolonged period, it's a very hectic because our attention cannot be fixed at a one particular point for 30 to 35 minutes, right? That's the reason in the college and school they have a period of 30 to 40 minutes, right?
yes, sir.
So, like a sitting complete day since morning to evening and without any loss of concentration is not possible. So, what I observed is in case if we add some element of fun, so the learning enhances. And one more thing I would like to tell you that is very wrong concept that for learning you need to be very serious. That is totally stupid concept in my view. You can have fun and learn. Have you seen the how kids learn? They learn in a funny way.
Yes, sir.
So I use a lot of fun. So how do I include fun? I share my personal mistakes. I share my incidents in Air Force, and I share some kind of relevant jokes in my presentation, and I share some kind of misinterpretation of the research. So that
Okay,
add
sir.
your laughter, adds smiles, adds spice in the training. And I have found when people have a lot of fun, first thing, they are totally engaged. Second is there is no yawning. Third is the learning is maximum.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. I hope
So,
I answered both the question.
yeah, sir, you have done answered both the questions. And
Hmm.
what is the soft skill training and behavioral training? And andragogy, experimental learning. And I don't know whether I spelled the name word correctly.
Andragogy, andragogy.
Andragogy. Thanks for that.
Hmm.
And who needs this kind of a training? After the training, what benefits will the attendees get? And also,
Oh,
will it be for a
Ajay,
single? Yeah, I will finish
you
it
are
up.
asking so many
Yeah,
questions at a time, so
okay,
so I
because
will not be able to recollect.
okay, sir, please,
First,
you can go ahead.
okay. First, I will tell you there are two teaching way. One is pedagogy, second is andragogy.
Oh,
People oftenly get confused between these two.
okay, sir.
Pedagogy is generally instructor-led sessions
Oh,
where instructor or teacher is dominating. He only gives the lecture, and it is usually done with the small kids.
okay, sir.
Then second is andragogy. Andragogy is experiential learning,
Okay.
like learning by doing. When you ask your participant to share, ask them to do something, that is more of a experiential learning, is a andragogy. I hope the difference is clear.
Yeah, sir, it's clear now.
Secondly, why behavioral training or soft skill training? Now that is very important factor.
Yes,
Now
sir.
there was a research I have read somewhere. I don't know who has done that research, but I have read about it. So the research finding says your education has only education or your hard skill, your hot skill has only 15% value in your success. 80 to 85% is your behavior skills. I'll give you an example. For example, you have done MTech or BTech, and after doing BTech, you are eligible for a class 1 guested officer exams. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
But completing BTech is not a guarantee that you will be successful in your career. Am I right?
Yes, sir, sure.
So when they found they studied lot many successful people, they found whosoever was successful, that was because of his behavior competencies. Now I will give you an example. I think viewer can very well correlate, and you also can correlate. There will be so many shop in your area, like a kirana dukan or perchun shop, your provision stores, right?
Yes, sir.
One provision store will be earning much than the others,
Yeah,
but both are selling the Tata Namak.
yeah.
Both are selling the same Colgate. Price will be same. Then what is the difference between these two? Think
Oh,
about it. That's a very deep thinking.
how
So you will find
sales skill of that shopkeeper?
again that comes again in a behavior skills.
Oh,
So behavior skills is very much required nowadays. Behavior skill is a must. Now technologically we are advancing. But unfortunately, to adapt the technology, we are not developing our behavior. Companies are not paying much attention towards the behavior competencies. That is the reason I read a lot of posts on LinkedIn. Work culture about the leadership is not good. Work culture is very toxic. It is not that work culture is toxic. It is we are not able to adjust with the environment. If you're calling today's work culture toxic, what will you tell work culture 30 years back?
yes, sir. At that
Nowadays, suppose
time,
if I don't like any organization, I can very well quit the organization. I have so many options. But 30 years back, if I have somehow got into the one company, I will spend my entire life in the same company because I did not have any other go.
yes, sir.
If you ask your dad, they will say, there are so many facilities. Like for 30 years back, toilet in an organization used to be very dirty.
Yeah,
Nowadays, MNCs pay particular attention to the toilet. Nowadays, you'll find the five-star kind of toilets.
Yes, sir.
In you go to any organization, they pay a lot of attention. So what I want to say is you need to spend, you need to invest your time and some of your money in developing your behavior competencies. And after I have been trained by masters in my life. And do you think after doing certain course I have stopped learning? No, I did not. Now also habitually I read a lot of books. I attend the program of the very big trainers, very big speakers. I keep attending the webinar and all. Learning is a journey. It's not a destination to be reached at.
Yes, sir, definitely. So, like as you said, we have to learn much by ourselves in through others' LinkedIn posts, YouTube channels, and so on. So, what the training you give should individuals also approach a trainer and get a customized experimental learning for them, or corporates should select groups of its employees and send them for training. Nowadays, the training budget of companies, even what I have heard of is the process training, which they mandatorily need to do their job, those days are also shrinking by the corporates because of various factors. Like maybe we can say now as US tariff change and all those because of the expected recession, they are also shrinking the training time a lot. And are they giving a behavioral training as well now, or is it mandatory? Can you explain on that?
Say nowadays, the one crucial difference which I have seen in MNCs and Indian company is their training. MNCs pay a lot of attention in the training. For them, they will close their training department at the last in case of money crisis. But in Indian company, training department will be the first to close,
Okay, sir.
right? Why? In MNCs, even their executive, their CEO also, they also go for a training. But in Indian scenario, what I have observed is after interacting with so many HR, they say, "Sir, we have 4 day compulsory for the training, and we need to fill that gap."
Oh,
So the intention behind the training is not very strong. That's the reason you don't get the result,
oh, really,
right?
sir.
So how do I do the training program is I don't just copy paste from the LinkedIn or from my previous training. No, I don't do that. What I do is I will talk to the decision maker. I will take their input. I will ask them what is their present gap. Based on their requirement, I will frame an outline, share the outline with them. If they are okay with the outline, then I will make my presentation. Then again, I will take them through my presentation. If they say okay, if they share some input, then after the training, I share learning implementation framework because after attending the training, the biggest question is how you are going to apply. Because if you don't follow it consciously, after a week or so, you don't remember anything. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So my way of training, my way of doing training is very, very different because I have done these kind of training program with BHEL. Now next week again I'm going to BHEL. I've shared this Punjab Chemical. I have done program for the S&P thread and I have shared this kind of input and they found it very, very useful. So what I do is after doing the training program, I offer them uh, after 15 to 20 days, I offer them free follow-up session.
Yes, sir.
Like immediately, suppose if you have attended some training and you start applying, do you think it will be very smooth? No, it will not. You will face a lot of problem. There will be a lot of challenges, a lot of question, a lot of doubt. Then whom to ask?
Yes, sir.
So I offer this kind of service free of cost.
Oh,
Online, it is free. If it is face to face, then obviously there will be charges.
okay,
And
sir.
one more thing, one unique feature I do in my training is suppose I have 20 participants. If any one of them having some personal issue and if he wants to discuss with me, I offer this personal counseling free of cost to them.
Oh.
So how does that suit you?
Yeah, it's really a great thing to know, sir. It's really a great thing.
Hmm. Thank you.
Okay, sir. So can we move on to the next question?
What is the next question?
Yeah, you are a certified NLP practitioner and
NLP, yeah,
graphologist. Can you explain about what
graphologist.
is, yeah, what is this NLP and graphologist?
Huh. NLP is called neuro linguistic programming. That is called a power of peak performance. This is the science of peak performance. So, how I came to know about NLP is in year 2000, I restarted my education. That time I was in Air Force. So I restarted my education after a gap of 13 years. Because in 87 I did my 12th, then joined the Air Force. Then the year 2000 I started my education. That time I happened to read a very great book, and the book is Unlimited Power by Tony Robbins. So in that's a life changing book. My life totally changed after that. So in that book I came to know about NLP. So what does that NLP says is, like, if you have experience, like, we have a lot of memories, a lot of experience, and a memory of that particular experience. So that memory, that experience has two part. One, structure. Second, content. Content means, suppose now we are having an interaction. So that is the content part. We cannot change it.
Yes, sir.
If today 6 o'clock I am with you, you cannot erase it from your memory.
Yeah.
That is the content part. You cannot change. Second part is structure, how you are viewing that thing in your mind. Structure, for example, when I ask people, okay, think about yourself, and when you think about yourself, what image comes to your mind? Then I work on the structure. Structure means whether you see yourself in a colorful, big, or black and white. Is your image is closer or is it far? So that structure part, that you can change, and if you change that structure part, the entire experience, entire the pain of that experience totally goes off. So I use NLP in my training. I use NLP in my counseling and coaching, and I have got outstanding result. I
Okay.
have done counseling and coaching for the doctors, so the senior manager, and in some cases, I have counseled psychologists also.
Oh,
So I was counseling a lady. She herself was a counselor, and she didn't tell me. Then after that, she told me, "Sir, I am also counselor, but I have never read all this thing. Where did you get it from?"
oh, that's
Right?
really great to
So
know.
this is about power of NLP, but NLP must be used in a nice way. What I have seen people after doing a course, they reinvent the wheel. You simply tell the concept. People don't understand the concept. You you need to focus on application part. For example, when I do my training program, I use a flair of NLP, and people really got surprised. My goodness, what a training! And 10 out of 8 out of 10 participants in my training, always they have mentioned, "Sir, this is the best training we have ever attended."
Okay, sir.
So that's kind of remark. And the graphology is called, say, your writing speaks a lot about you. Graphology is analysis of your writing. So by analyzing your writing, because it's not your hand that writes, it's not pen that writes, it's your brain that writes.
Oh,
Pen and hand is the instrument, but
oh,
that's your brain that writes. So the way you write, the way you form the structure, where your slant is going, the kind of words, letters you make, and the pressure you apply, there are a lot many things that shows your state of mind.
oh.
But again, there is a catch that says your state of mind at that particular time when you're writing.
Okay, sir.
So generally, what people get confused is, for example, John is giving me a sample, and John is in a very happy mood. So he gives me a sample, and I tell something. Things, sir, I'm not like that. But if John is giving me a sample when he is in a low mood or low energy, then writing will different.
Okay,
So
sir.
writing varies. But to analyze accurately, I need to have so many samples written in a different period of time. So it will give you a clear idea.
Okay.
So I use handwriting in my counseling and coaching. Sometimes you know there is a problem, but you don't know where is the problem starting from. So that time I asked my coachee to give me a sample of writing. After analyzing, then I can correlate. Oh, this is the problem he's facing.
Okay, sir.
So handwriting is more of my hobby. I have now I hardly use as a professional setting.
Okay, sir.
But people, when I go in my training program, when I say I'm a handwriting expert, and people get so excited, sir, हमारी writing भी check करना, sir, check our writing also. So during the break, I just tell a couple of things to them, and they become so happy.
Okay, sir. Very great to know that. And how you determine the training needs when you approach an organization? And you said that you will identify the gap. How will you be able to identify the gaps among their workers or in the way they are already giving the training or the way the workers work? And you said that you will conduct programs to enhance operation efficiency, leading to increased productivity. So it's like is it a job-based training or will it be a also a behavioral skill training out of which the result will be shown on the job?
So I'm not a technical trainer as I mentioned. I'm a behavior skills trainer. But suppose if a person, despite having a lot of knowledge, why he is not able to perform? The issue is behavior. Like last week, I was having a senior official from a government organization. So the discussion was, I said, Ki, what problem you're facing? Is it technical or non-technical? Or it is related to behavior? So, John, I tell you this one very great fact that people are not aware of is whatever the organization, whatever the challenge any organization faces, it is not because of technical, it is because of behavior of employees. Am I right?
Yeah, sir, definitely.
Right? Why deadlines are not met, why the work culture is toxic, why people leave their job, why people feel low, why people feel stress. It all related to the behavior.
Yes, sir.
Technical problem you will face there are only few countable technical problem like raw material is not proper. You're getting the defective raw material, so obviously if the raw material is not good, how will the product will be good?
Yes, sir.
Secondly, your machines are not working properly, it's not maintained, and or it's not running at the parameter, or it is very old, outdated. Every now and then there's a breakdown. It is not, they are not maintained properly, timely servicing and all. Then
Yes,
when
sir.
the product is made, no checking of the quality.
Yeah.
So technical training, technical problem you can count in your hands. Or there is a lapse of safety again. It's related to behavior. Why people are not wearing the helmet? It has nothing to do with the technical. It is only behavior, mindset, sab
Okay,
chalta hai
sir.
kind of attitudes, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
how do I identify training need is like I discuss a lot with their main stakeholder.
Okay, sir.
So I don't make things very complicated. I ask very simple questions so that people can correlate. So, for example, I was doing a program last year. I started my training with BHTL, right? So when I was talking with the HR people, so I said, Madam, what problem you're facing presently? They wanted a public speaking program. So I said, what challenge you're facing right now? Then she said, sir, we feel our participant getting a very low energy. Our trainer are not energetic. They stand very monotonously. Their body language is not up to the mark. So based on their feedback, I designed my training program.
Okay, sir.
Are you getting my point? For
Yeah.
example, I did a program for ColorJet. ColorJet is a digital printer organization in Noida. So I have done many programs for them. So there again, when I was discussing with the HR, so he said, "Sir, we want to do this program. Okay, in case if you want a communication skill program. So, for example, I'm meeting John, and John is a head HR, and he asked me to do a program on communication. So my first question will be, because of communication, what challenges you're facing right now? And secondly, what do you want to see after this program? Now the John will say, sir, we are seeing people are talking in a very harsh tone. They don't listen properly. There's a communication gap. We say to them something, they listen to something. So based on your input, I will design an outline. I will share the outline to you. Then if you say okay, then I will design the module on that, PowerPoint presentation, exercise, activities and all. Then again, I will take the John through my PPT. This what I'm going to do that. When you give me go ahead, training will start. So my simple, I keep the say beauty of my training is I keep the thing very, very simple, starting from TNA, TNI to the delivery. I
Okay.
keep the thing very simple. I don't ask very hundreds of questions. It only creates confusion. I ask simple question. Present stage. What is your present stage? What is your desired stage? What is the gap? Why you are not at present in your desired stage? So when you identify the gap properly, then only you can make an impactful training. Am I right?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Hmm.
Okay, sir. And in behavioral training, what commonly comes to mind is like the dressing sense people have, their active listening skills, their problem solving ability, and for if it's into sales or something, how far they are effective in their negotiation skill. Can you give some small insights in like
See,
is
behave,
how
behavior
you
skills
will
training here.
bring these things into the minds of employees, because if it's uniform that's not a problem, but dress code,
Hmm.
how much ever the HR says, people will find loopholes. For example, if they say you must wear shoes, people will find a way to purchase a slipper which mostly looks like a shoe, and from the face of it, and that may lead to an accident risk. So those kinds of things, how you will change the
You
mindset
see,
of employee.
first thing is uh, there are certain things which are no negotiable. No negotiable. When I was in Air Force, daily I have to do the shave. It doesn't matter. I am exempted from shaving when I have some medical problem, some cut on my face. Otherwise, it is no negotiable. If I have to do, means I have to do. No if and but. Right? This sab chalta hai attitude is a very, very, killing attitude. Dress plays a very, very important role. Why? I'll give you an example. Long back when I was just out of the Air Force, that time I used to wear the tie and all when going for the training. So that time I did not have the car. I used to go by the scooter. So I was going, I just unconsciously, I just jumped the red light. So there was police guy was standing there and there were many other people. So he was just shouting it all. Then he just looked at me, see my tie and glasses, goggles and all. He said, "Sir, you look like very educated. Why you're doing this? Please don't do that again in future." Then he left me.
Oh,
Have you seen the difference? The first thing people will see is your dressing.
yes, sir.
There is a quotation in Hindi, जो सही से दिखता है वही बिकता है. And that's the reason companies spend a lot of money on packaging and advertising.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, the value of the product will not be much. It is just because of added packaging and ad that makes it costly.
Yes, sir.
The dress, my dear friend, is a must. You must look professional. Now, I will give you an example. I will ask a question to my viewers. Suppose you are ill or your kid is ill. You're taking him or her to a doctor. Now you see the two doctors. Number one, he is eating gutka and in a shabby dress, big shave, or smoking. Second doctor, well dressed, no smoking, nothing else, and looking very professional. Who will you take your child?
Yes, educated people definitely to the person who looks professional.
Yes,
But still, there are uneducated places where they even consume, some kind of alcoholic things which are found on nature, like some seeds and the things. Those people put the good and everything. So, but again, this the example you gave itself gives insight that the behavioral training makes the change. It's a very good example.
Behavior, see, behavior, as I mentioned earlier, behavior plays a very important role. It's a 80% of your success. So your success depends largely on behavior, how you talk to the people, how you interact, the way you project yourself. Everything is a behavior. The way you communicate, the way you give presentation, the way you shake your hand, the way you do the negotiation, everything comes under behavior. So you can't undermine the importance of behavior. Why do communication fail? Why do people don't like to communicate with one another? Because other person doesn't listen or you don't listen to him. Again, it's a part of the behavior.
Yes, sir.
Why do negotiation fail? Because you follow the erratic behavior, aggressive behavior, my way or highway. So you will not be successful all the time when you follow this my way or highway. So again, you need to have a certain behavior. So behavior training is very, very important. Very, very, because whatever the issues you see in a company or in an organization or in the society, everything is related to behavior.
Okay, great, sir. Finally, what you like to say to our viewers as a final takeaway message?
The final takeaway message will be, please invest on your behavior training. Your behavior again is not an end to be reached at, it's a continuous journey. Even the people like me who are into the behavior study, behavior training since long, I also regularly update myself. Learning is a journey, it's not a destination to be reached at. And secondly, make your life as simple as possible, because complexity is the enemy of execution. If the things are complicated and complex, action will not be there. And the last but not the least, in any way, action is very, very important. Why? There is a study done in a various part of the world. That study says we have only two kind of regrets in our life. Number one regret is some mistake you did, and later on you're regretting, why did I do that? Second regret is something you could have done, but you didn't do. And later on you're regretting, what if I could do that? The biggest 90% of the people in the world have this regression, the second one. Kash मैंने वो किया होता. If I could, take that decision. So, my dear friend, if you take action, it may be right, may be wrong. That's okay. But if you don't take action, you will always be wrong. You will always have a lasting regret in your life. So, you cannot change what has happened, but promise yourself from today onwards, Kash word will not come in your life. Whatever you thought of acting, please do act. Take action. Action is the most important part in your life.
Okay, great, sir. It's a really a great message at the ending time, and thank you very much for your time. And people, we have I will give you all the sir's social media links on the description and on the comment that will be pinned, so it will be the first comment. So press the more and read the full comments below. Sir's social media link, my link tree link, which will have all my social medias will be there. So follow us on all the social media. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and sir's as well, and watch those videos so that we will be continuously be on touch, and also share your comments and inputs. So it's a really a great message, sir. I have learned a lot about why behavioral training is much essential, and also from the company perspective, Indians are those who work for all the top companies. If you go to US, most of the CXOs will be from India. But what happened? And also the global leading companies, but they would have moved to abroad during their higher education and got work there, or during their education at an early stage itself, they were selected and picked up to some other countries. But we haven't yet understand where we lag behind. So training needs, as you said, that Indian companies are not much, much realized to the training needs, as they just look at the chart and say, oh, as per mandatory, you have to give 4 training. So let me find a training program and finish it off. So that attitude should change, and I believe that with great trainers like you, soon we'll have that attitude change, and Indian people will be leading the globe, and that companies will be on India itself. And I'm waiting to see that because through you trainers like you. And thank you very much for your time. Thanks to all the viewers. It's time to say bye bye.
Thank you, John. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
And
Thanks a
thank you,
lot.
viewers. Please do share your comments. And in case if you have some suggestion, please share that.
Yeah, please share this video as well to your training team and others so that they will also identify the needs. Okay, sir. Bye bye.